Welcome back to the Explainer. Okay, let's dive right into this. Today we are focusing on the absolute foundational building blocks of English grammar. We're tackling Module 3, sentence structure, specifically Chapter 14, which is all about the subject and the predicate. Now, if you've ever felt like your sentences are just, a bit messy, or if you just want to understand exactly how English actually fits together, you are in the perfect place. We're going to break down these core concepts so you can communicate with total confidence.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with those sentence building blocks, meet the subject, and then we'll meet the predicate. After that, we'll figure out the difference between simple and complete parts, do some active sentence detective work, and then wrap up with some common mistakes to avoid. Mastering this structure, it's going to immediately improve your reading, writing, and speaking skills. It's literally the master key to the language.
All right, Section 1, the sentence building blocks, the foundation and walls of meaning. Think of a sentence kind of like a house. Just like a house needs a sturdy foundation and really solid walls to stand up, your sentences need specific structural elements to support the meaning you're trying to get across. I mean, if you just have a roof floating in the air, you don't have a house, right? You just have a mess. Well, sentences operate the exact same way.
So practically speaking, almost every complete English sentence needs two specific interacting puzzle pieces to actually make sense. You have the subject, that's the who or the what, and you have the predicate, the action or the state of being. Without both of these pieces firmly locking together, your thought is just incomplete. You're leaving your listener or your reader completely hanging, waiting for the rest of the story.
Let's move to Section 2 and meet our first piece, the subject, the absolute star of the sentence. Let's look at the formal definition first. The subject is the person, place, thing, or idea that is doing or being something in a sentence. Okay, but let's put that into plain English. The subject is simply the who or the what of your sentence. It's the main character. If your sentence was a blockbuster movie, the subject is the star on the movie poster. Everything else happening in that sentence totally revolves around them. Let's actually test this out with a really simple two-word sentence. Birds fly. Ask yourself, who or what is doing the action here? I know, it's the most basic sentence possible, but it perfectly contains our two necessary puzzle pieces. So, who is the subject?
Boom, there it is. Birds cleanly splits off as our subject. It's the what that is doing the flying. Notice how this single word acts as the entire foundation for our thought. All right, Section 3, meet the predicate, or as I like to call it, the action engine. Because a star actor just frozen on a stage isn't a very good play, right? They need to actually do something. So the official definition for the predicate goes like this. It's the part of a sentence or clause containing a verb and stating something about the subject. To break this down and make it super simple, whenever you're looking for the predicate, you literally just need to ask, what are they doing or what is happening to them? The predicate contains the action verb or the state of being that completes the story for our star's subject. Let's look at another one. The dog barked loudly. Now, we already know the subject is the dog, because that's our who or what. But what part tells us what the subject actually does? Exactly. Barked loudly acts as our interacting puzzle piece, completely resolving the thought. The dog is the subject, and barked loudly is our predicate. It contains the verb barked and gives us all the juicy information about the action that's taking place. Moving right along to Section 4, simple versus complete parts. Adding details. Because honestly, as your English gets better, you aren't going to walk around just saying birds fly all day. You're going to add rich descriptions, and that means we need to distinguish between a core word and all its extra baggage. My sister loves music. The simple subject is just the core noun, sister. That is the absolute bare minimum requirement for the sentence to function. But the complete subject includes all the descriptive words attached to it, in this case, my sister. Both are technically the subject, but one is the skeleton and the other includes all those helpful modifiers. And the exact same rule applies to the predicate. Take the sentence, she writes beautiful stories. The simple predicate is just the action verb itself, writes. But the complete predicate, that's the entire action phrase, writes beautiful stories. Basically, it's everything in the sentence that isn't the complete subject. Understanding this difference is a total game changer for seeing how a sentence is built. Section 5, be a sentence detective. Time to uncover the hidden clues. Go ahead and put on your detective hat because we are going to actively hunt down subjects and predicates in the wild. The crucial trick here is knowing exactly how to investigate.
Here is a foolproof two-step detective method that works on almost any sentence structure you're ever going to encounter. Step 1. Find the action. Hunt down the verb first. Seriously, don't even look for the subject yet, just find the action. Step 2. Ask who or what is doing that action. The answer to that question will reveal your subject every single time. It's like magic. Let's really challenge you with these two. First, the boy is playing. Second, we are learning English. Can you mentally draw a line right down the middle of these using our 2 steps? Let's take the first one. Step 1, find the verb, is playing. Step 2, who is playing? The boy. Bang, you've split it. Same for the second one. The action is are learning. Who is learning? We. We is our subject, and are learning English is the complete predicate. Easy, right?
Now, what's really fascinating is how the order of these elements completely shifts based on the type of sentence. In a normal statement, the subject, the boy, comes first. But in a question, like, are you learning English? The verb actually splits and wraps around the subject. But the real mind-bender, command sentences. If I just say, read the book, there doesn't seem to be a subject at all. But as a master sentence detective, you know there's a hidden, implied you. You read the book. It's such a cool feature of English grammar.
Okay, Section 6. Common mistakes and tips. Grammar traps to avoid. Look, knowing the rules is great, but knowing exactly where people usually trip up, that's even better. Let's clear up these traps real quick. First, remember, the subject isn't always sitting right at the beginning of the sentence. Sometimes it's hiding in the middle of descriptive phrases, like, in the morning, the birds fly. Second, keep an eye out for that invisible you in commands. And third, always go back to our golden detective rule. Hunt down the verb first. Recognizing these patterns is going to build massive confidence for you in the real world. Master the building blocks, master the language. It literally is that simple. Once you can reliably spot the subject and the predicate, you hold the keys to understanding all English sentence structures. You'll instantly know when a sentence feels incomplete, you'll know how to fix your own writing, and your spoken English is going to become dramatically more clear and effective. So I want to leave you with a bit of a challenge. Look at the very next sentence you read today, on your phone, in a book, wherever. Can you spot the subject and the predicate? Turn your everyday reading into active grammar detective work. Because once you can spot these 2 basic building blocks, you are totally ready to uncover the secrets of how multiple subjects and predicates combine to create the most powerful, complex sentences in the English language. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.